Okay, so welcome, Ashley and Allison. We have both of you here today to share a bit about us working together. And the reason we have both of these lovely ladies is because they are business partners together out in Colorado. So, welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. And so, tell us a bit about what it is that you guys do together in your business.
Sure. So we own a clinic called Attuned Functional Medicine. We are both naturopathic doctors. So we work with people who are not getting answers from traditional medicine. A lot of our patients have chronic symptoms that they can't get to the bottom of. Their regular lab testing is normal, and so they're feeling very stuck and frustrated. So we help them dig deeper by doing specialized testing, taking a very careful analysis of the overall picture of their health, not just looking at, what are they eating or what medications are they taking, but we're looking at the holistic, the totality of all the factors that could be impacting their health. And then we really hold their hand and take them through a customized plan so that they can reverse their symptoms, and we support the natural healing process of the body. So it's not a Band-Aid approach, it's healing at a deep level.
Yeah, that's huge. And I know that one of the, things that you talk about a lot is that you help people who have been to other places and nothing has really helped or worked. And they're kind of at the point where they're like, oh, I need something different. And you guys are that something different, which is very, very exciting for people
Yes.
who have been like through through it all. So this is awesome. How long have you guys been business partners?
We've been partners just over 4 years now, but we went to naturopathic medical school together. So
Okay.
our
Yeah.
history goes back to like 2010.
Yeah, that's right. I did know
Yeah.
that. So share a little bit about where you were. We've been working together about almost half a year, 6 months now.
Yes.
Can you share a little bit about like where you were before we started working together? Like what was the situation and why did you seek out really help and coaching at that time?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just going to say we do mainly, well, all of our care right now is one-on-one direct patient care, which we love because it helps us to really create a personalized plan. We get to spend so much time with our patients, and I really think that that's been wonderful. But we do realize there's a limit to the amount of time that we can spend with each patient. And we were trying to find better ways to leverage our time so we could help more people and not suffer from burnout. Because between Ashley and I, we were close to being maxed out with the number of hours we could spend with patients. And so one of the things that really, the catalyst for working with you, Christine, was creating a one-to-many program. And so I'll let Ashley kind of take over because she's, even more savvy with the marketing.
Oh, well, I think you said it well, Allison. We, what inspired us to seek out someone like Christine is that we recognized there's a capacity limit to how many hours are in the day, how much energy and emotional investment we can give to each patient. And for the sake of our own physical and mental well-being and not burning out, something had to change so that we could actually serve more people while conserving our own vitality, if that makes sense. And so we knew that there are ways to serve more people in a scalable manner that don't necessarily require, the exchange of time. And so I think that was our biggest driver, was wanting to get out of the trap of trading time for money. Because what happens at some point, you're at your capacity for serving one-on-one clients, and then you have to raise your rates, and then you're less accessible to more people. And it's just, you're kind of pushed to the max and you're not having as big of an impact. And so we recognized that because we were starting to feel the burn and we didn't want to just keep pushing through. And also, when you're doing the one-on-one client work, you can almost get so busy that you're stuck in a trap where it is harder to have the time to work on those other more passive and scalable income streams. So we wanted to work with someone that understands that and has proven systems for how to go about working on that and building it out. because we had an idea of the what, we didn't have a clear idea of exactly the how. And we knew that there are a lot of nuances. We say that with our patients, like there are a lot of nuances that you can get wrong if you try to do it all on your own. So we saw the value in working with a coach who could save us a lot of time and frustration.
Yeah. That's excellent. I love that you use the word capacity. I've heard you use that before, and it's such a important word because it's not just like time, right? It's everything. It's the emotional, it's the mental, it's the physical. And you did a very smart thing when you saw that burnout like coming and on the horizon. You realized that you had to do things differently. And as you said, there's only so many hours in the day, and you can only help so many people. And you guys are here for a much bigger mission, and you have a much bigger vision than just being capped like at one-on-one and one-to-one client work. So I think that that's important to talk about the scalability, but also the capacity as well. And so could you share a little bit with those who are watching about specific things that have changed so far, or things that you've noticed that have been tweaked or improved since you started working with me in the program?
Yes, definitely. The first thing that comes to mind is that we were doing a lot of tactical things before working with you, but they were never a part of a cohesive system. And so things were very piecemeal, and it was creating this kind of, feast or famine type of cycle. And so just as an example, we've always had an email capture system set up like for a newsletter, but we weren't doing anything with it. And there was no nurture sequence. So people might watch one of our YouTube videos, get excited, join our email list, and then that's it. We weren't nurturing. And it's kind of like if you're going to have multiple offers or multiple ways to serve your audience, you have to kind of serve them first before you go making a bunch of offers, because they don't really know or trust you just yet. And so we have really had the support and the clear system for getting, I don't want to call it a funnel because I think that word is overused, but a complete system, a systemized approach, so that we're not just doing random tactics. It's a part of a whole system that's going to keep working for us. So now we have a really good lead indoctrination sequence set up so that when someone opts in, we are hitting on their pain points, we're nurturing them. And that's also given us the inspiration to keep being consistent with content, because then we can share with that list. So that was something that had really just not been done well in the past. And we're already seeing an uptick in our subscribers, and people are responding to the emails, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's great. And I love that, you mentioned tactics. Like a lot of us chase these tactics, and some of them are important for getting results in marketing. But, like you guys have an awesome YouTube presence. Like you have a lot of subscribers on YouTube, and that's fantastic. But it's like, how do we connect the dots? Like followers and numbers and subscribers can only take you so far, like what happens next, and how do we actually turn that viewer into somebody who might actually be a client? So there's that piece. And then the other thing is, you also, you raised your rates pretty soon after we started working together. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I know that is huge for people who are like maybe in that place of fear that like, I don't know if I can raise them. Is anyone going to pay it? And I think you guys are a good example of success with that.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that, Alison?
Well, all I'll say is that I was very scared to raise our rates, but working with Christine, I feel like that really helped to give us the confidence. And especially when you just kind of laid it out, how much value we're offering, how much time we're spending, it did make sense to raise our rates. As scary as it was. So I think the hand holding, also having you as a sounding board, and just how to craft language, and just, having another set of eyes on the information that we put out just gives me a higher level of confidence. So
yeah, which is like huge in itself. Just having that confidence is big. And so would you say that, in the work that you've done so far with me, has this felt like, you made the right investment, or you've made a good investment in your business? Just for people who might be wondering, like, I want to hire a coach, but I'm not sure, is that going to get me where I need to go? Is it a good investment of time, energy, and effort? Because it's not just money, it's an investment of all of those things together.
We have been, yeah, I was gonna say, absolutely. We've been nothing but happy since we started coaching with you. And one of the things that has really stood out, Christine, is that you over deliver. So you're getting more than the financial investment. You are so generous with your time. From day one, it was so clear that you're here for us. And so we never worry about bothering you. Obviously, we're not going to be pesky, but just knowing that you're there for us and that, you're not like checking every minute of our coaching calls. And it's just, I also really appreciate the group of supportive women in this mastermind. They're such beautiful souls. And just to have that collective energy, especially if you're into Napoleon Hill, he always talked about the power of masterminding. And I just think it amplifies that energy of everyone up leveling themselves and one another. So that's been a huge value that I didn't know I was going to enjoy it that much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. And I also just want to mention, because I mentioned the raising the rates. I remember there was an email that came through that was something like, we raised the rates and they didn't even flinch. And like, as a coach, hearing that kind of thing, I'm just like, that makes me so happy. Yeah.
Yes. Well, one thing I've learned is that a lot of times our fears, or you could say all the time, our fears are usually projections. So if you worry that people are going to flinch at your prices, then you have some price sensitivity inside of you.
Yes.
And I'm also really proud that we invested with you, because who are we to tell a prospective patient, trust us and spend thousands of dollars with us if we're not doing that?
Yeah.
So it's like, you have to match that leap of faith, that energy, that integrity.
Yeah. Wonderfully said. And also the other day, speaking of inspiration, because we were talking before we started recording about the retreat. It's kind of timely that we just came off of our retreat. We have 2-day retreats in the Mastermind. Do you guys want to say a few words about that, since it's kind of fresh? How was that experience for you? Why would somebody take 2 days out of their life and business to work on their business in that way?
Yeah, it's just such an opportunity. It's an opportunity to learn. And we talked about this during the retreat. You need both the kind of masculine energy, tactical doing, right? But you also need a balance of the feminine energy, which is being in alignment and allowing. And it was just the perfect blend of both. So we talked about some of the more tactical, like marketing and business type of strategies, but then you also had this whole other side where you get inspirational support, motivational support. You have an opportunity where you get to be the center of attention and have everyone kind of coach you. So you're working through some of your stuckness, right? If there's something that is keeping you from moving forward, you get so many pairs of eyes and so many brains thinking through and helping you overcome that obstacle. And then you take away an action plan with time goals and strategies for overcoming the possible obstacles that might come up. So honestly, I feel like those 2 days just flew by. And I feel like we could have talked on and on and on about some of the discussion points, because it was just so good.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the both parts, strategy and like the inspirational, more mindset type things, because we had some amazing discussions that we went there. It's the power of the mastermind, right? So, yeah.
I told Ashley too, I'm like, it's no accident that we have this group. I think it was really the perfect synergistic group of women with so many beautiful creative ideas. It's so helpful to have, like Ashley said, multiple minds, and just this whole collective, all of this information coming together just to give us information and things that I didn't even think of, and to have other perspectives and ideas. And it was just, I don't know, it was like the perfect group, I felt.
Yeah. It's like we have to get out of our own bubble, and we have to expose ourselves to other people who are going through similar things, like-minded people, because I always say this, entrepreneurship can be very lonely and it can be very isolating. And especially working, some of us work from home, but I think that that's such a huge testament to the power of community. and having the other people to bounce ideas off of, and also to find out like you're not alone, like you're not the only one going through these certain challenges. And so that to me is like huge. And that's why I always, have my own masterminds in my life that I join, because there's really nothing like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So just as one of our final questions here, ladies, if somebody is watching this and they're kind of on the fence, what would you share as far as advice if people are thinking like about working with me in the future in a program?
I love that question. I would say you can't go wrong. And Alison knows this about me, and maybe you do too, Christine. I'm by no means like a business guru, but I love business and marketing, and I actually enjoy studying it, reading it. So I have a pretty good indicator of whether a coach really knows what they're doing or not. And that was one of the reasons we were so excited to sign up with you, because I was like, she knows what she's doing. Like I could just tell. And I mean that. And your energy was good. I would tell a person who's kind of on the fence, if you're stuck in your business or in your life, you owe it to yourself to make that investment, especially if you're someone, well, you work with people who have clients. Again, it's like, how do you expect your clients to trust you and sign up with you if you're not willing to match that energy and take a leap of faith and work with someone who can up level you? So, Christine is a wonderful coach. You're going to get more value as an ROI versus the money that you invest with her. And you also have to recognize that nothing changes until you do. You have to decide that the frustration of being stuck where you are is greater than whatever fears, which are really all in your mind. The pain of being stuck has to be greater than the fear of, you not being happy with your results or whatever the financial investment is, because there's a financial cost. I use that word loosely, to investing in any high level program, but there's also a financial cost and an energetic and emotional cost to staying stuck where you are.
Yeah.
So
it's uncomfortable, very uncomfortable.
It is.
Either way, there's going to be discomfort, but the discomfort when you invest in yourself and you step forward, I always say the universe starts, like things start unrolling when you step up and make that decision.
Exactly.
It's almost like it just triggers this ripple effect, because it's like the universe says, oh, she's like for real this time, she's actually doing it. So really well.
Well, it's funny to me, a lot of people will go hundreds of thousands of dollars into debt for like a college degree or something like that. And that does not make you successful. Success comes from inner transformation, really. And to me, like investing in yourself in that way is never money wasted.
Yeah.
And the mindset change, the way you grow your business, like that's never going to be taken away from you. It's money well spent.
Yeah, absolutely. And these days, a college degree doesn't necessarily guarantee, anything anymore, right?
No.
It's like, you come out with all this debt and it's like, you might not have something to show for it, but if you invest in yourself, but it's the best investment you can make is in yourself. And when you do the work and you see the results, it's just so gratifying. Really.
Exactly. Yeah. We have a lot of naturopathic doctor colleagues who are brilliant practitioners and have so much knowledge and education and hearts of gold, but they struggle in their business for various reasons. But you need, we went to school to be doctors, not business experts. And so you need to work with an expert guide who can show you the way. And then you're actually helping more people. We always say we won't be helping any patients or clients if we can't keep the lights on. The business has to thrive.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Yeah, I say that a lot, with even like coaches and things like that. They go to coaching school. They're taught how to be a coach, for example, but they don't necessarily know how to then go out and get clients.
Right.
Which is crazy to me. But yeah, absolutely. So one final question, where can people connect with you ladies? And would it be okay if somebody had a question after watching this to reach out? And if so, where can they reach you?
Yeah, absolutely. So our website is attunemed.com, A-T-T-U-N-E med, like medical.com. We also have a YouTube channel by the same name, Attune Functional Medicine. And yeah, if anyone has questions, if they're thinking about investing with Christine, just shoot us an email to connect@attunemed.com. And we'd be happy to have that conversation and answer any questions. If you feel like this is a good alignment for you, we'd love to have you in the mastermind. It's such a great group that we have.
Yeah. Thank you for that. And
Yes.
Very generous that you're able to, have people reach out and ask questions if they have them, because I know it's a big step. It's a big investment in everything, right? Like we said, time, energy, not just income and money. Yes. So thank you, ladies, for being here and sharing this with us today.
You're so welcome. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, Christine.